First of all, I'm just gonna let y'all know 2 out of 3 people on this show are under the influence tonight. It's gonna be one of them shows we are giving the producers hell. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan, always classy and professional at work and never intoxicated. Welcome to TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this hot tea. What's up, Al Reynolds?
What's going on, Claudia? So, who are the two? Because I'm not drinking. I said, who are the two?
We want the soulmates to guess to see who it's two. It might be 3 out of 3. And what's up, Funky Dineva? Go ahead and get them eyes together because I know you're doing some greenery or something's happening over there.
All right, what in the world?
These hoes will call HR on you.
Yes, we will, and will.
Fried from this little piece of job. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Listen, y'all know me.
Do your hand.
Go ahead.
See, I forgot. Now look, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out here because these some hating ass hoes I work with. Okay. I am not unlocking my better self tonight. As a matter of fact, my better self has been suppressed for a couple months, and I'm just gonna let it all hang out tonight. So I got a little bit of water.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting. I had a little bit of vodka and roses lime juice. And because I'm out here in California tonight and marijuana is legal, I had a little reefer.
Okay, good. Okay. Al, are you drinking tonight?
Yes, you know, I'm always drinking my buttery Chardonnay. One of the best wines if you like a buttery tasting, a little on the sweeter side wine. And, you know, it gets me there. So I'm sticking with it.
Claudia, we're not doing this damn line today. That wine you was drinking was red. Hold your glass up, you like.
Mine?
No, Al wine. Hold your glass up, Al. We not moving this show on till you hold your glass up. Hold your glass up.
I don't have a glass. I said I'm not drinking.
That's why I don't trust light-skinned dudes. Right before we came on, Al is drinking some type of red or blend. All right, he ain't drinking nothing.
You mean when I was finished drinking my soda? Is that what you're talking about? Thinking you thought it was wine because it was in a wine glass?
She's trying to save her sponsorship. Go on to the next thing, Claudia.
Well, I having Friendsgiving today at my house, so people starting to file, and so when I was cooking today, I had the music blasting real loud. I was drinking my Moscato, but I can't show the bottles because Joyce would be mad at me for showing my bottles, although she'd be chiming in our shows, cackling with her friends, smoking reefer and eating crab legs. But I'm ghetto if I show a bottle of wine, so I won't do it.
Claudia, you got to read those last 2 comments.
Okay, Nakuya J said, tell them people you got a problem, Q. They can't fire you. And Nola Curvy Girl said, not you on the job, high as Wanda from Holiday Heart. Ooh, not Holiday Heart. And Tadisha Ashley says, we finna have a great time. The intoxicated hosts are Claudia and Funky. Why do we get blamed?
Because first you can't read the teleprompter and Q's got putting eye drops in.
First of all, wrong host. I can read the teleprompter.
You couldn't earlier, I'm saying.
First of all, I can read the teleprompter. You ain't catching my shade, but okay. Okay, TB said, child, we finna get Dineva circa 2014.
And deals.
So did y'all call each other to coordinate to both wear white and not let me know?
Not at all, but it always works out. I mean, look, you know, pink in the middle,
red,
white on the outside from gonorrhea, chlamydia, choose one.
Hey, Joyce sent me a DM, right? She said, I do not smoke pot, so clean that up.
Anymore.
Clean that up. She's really mad. I do not smoke pot. Oh, she's serious. Okay, Joyce, a foxhole does not smoke pot.
Ooh, Claudia finna get cussed out after the job. And she sent a message. She sent a message telling us.
Joyce, be having fun. It goes with the caricature, like crab legs and pot. Okay, she don't smoke pot. She does heroin. Okay, let's get into these stories.
Will Carolina be here tomorrow or Dr. Heavenly be here hosting in place of Claudia Jordan?
Fun. I'm having
Y'all
fun.
know why. Ooh, not me, girl.
We just have
It's gonna be a long show.
topics. They yelling at us. Look at them. That soulmates like it. Okay, Saucy Santana is sticking beside his friend Young Miami after DJ Akademics accused Miami of being homophobic. Akademics also claimed that the city girl's career is obsolete, and he even poked fun at Saucy's BBL. Check out Saucy's response.
Maybe this is your aesthetic. You do the fake, and then you sit in a room full of cameras and try to make a bitch crash out. You know, that's like, we from the hood. Oh yeah, that's like we tell the bitch, come in my house, cause I can do whatever I want to. We not. You don't have to. Me and you can meet. We want to meet you outside. I want to meet you outside. I don't want to pull up to no headquarters.
Are y'all here for Saucy? I mean, he defended his friend. Let's go to you first, Funky, because you in Miami.
Well, I said I was going to set this up for Funky, so I just really want everybody to understand the stage that we have here. Now, the City Girls recently released their album Raw, and it kind of fell flat. They only moved like 10,000 units. That placed them at 117th. And so DJ Akademic was talking junk about their career, and Saucy Santana decided that he wanted to inject himself in the conversation, and he called DJ Akademic FAG. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on television or not. All right. And he said that, DJ Akademic, you always picking on Black female rappers, which is very true. Now, DJ Akademic called Saucy a cocksucker and said, come on down to the headquarters. Now I'm going to pass it now. I'm going to hand it over to Funky to let y'all really know how we really feel about it.
And I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say. Let me tell you something. DJ Akademics is a fat Mr. Potato Head, Teddy Ruxpin ass, down to the basement, washed up ass faggot, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, he knows good and goddamn well Saucy Santana called his ass to the carpet. He give women and females all the goddamn smoke, and when Saucy, who a lot will call my sis or girl, got into that ass, then you tried to leverage my sister as a goddamn PR stunt, sitting up there crying, knowing good and goddamn well Saucy said he'll whoop your ass or rape you in the streets or whatever he said, knowing good and goddamn well that'll never happen, but you sitting up in that dusty, quiet as a scab. DJ Akademics is the male Kaya, as far as I'm concerned. And believe it or not, we're more willing to accept this shit from Kaya, because you know what? She got a problem with her neck and her bike, but you got a problem with your stomach and your under here and probably your money too, because you down to the basement beefing with women. And you know what? It's funny because being a male in this commentary space, I had to learn this. There's a such thing as enough, and there's a certain thing as too much. And DJ Akademics, you give the girls way too much. We see so many men in hip hop you don't say shit to. Then you want to hop on here and do this fake cry against Santana. How about you talk all that shit to the men? How about you get involved in the Suge Knight, Joe Budden, Akon beef and start beefing with the city girls, city grandma?
Well, hey, I can't argue.
Bad ass.
He is.
And don't DJ Akademics look like he stank in between his legs and in his butt, and like his breath smell like oil change? Fat bitch. And come from my damn sister and my city girl. Not today. Damn reincarnation of Miss Sophia from The Color Purple. How dare you, bitch?
Oh my God.
Are you done?
Not on my watch.
Go ahead, shake it off.
Our general manager for the whole southern region.
Yeah. Well, DJ Akademics has every right to commentate because that's his job. He's a commentator. But I think he would have more credibility if he did.
He was skinnier.
Excuse me?
If he was skinnier. He need a BBL in his neck. In his neck. And you want to talk out the side of your mouth when you got a whole issue with your neck. Go ahead, Claudia.
Yeah. Yeah, all of that. Akademics always does provide a lot of smoke. He actually got, I knew of him because of that Selena Powell girl. It's always off the back of a woman, which is fine, I suppose. But now that you've had some kind of success, and a lot of people do watch your YouTube show, it would make you seem less bitchy and cunty if you would sometimes have that same energy for men, because it does seem like it's
He don't
disproportionate.
do it off his back because it's 3 times the size of a woman, as Al would say, a woman. He got 3 times the back, which means he should have 3 times the space to do it off of his own back.
DJ Akademics, I'm sure you'll have something to say, but as hard as Funky just went at you, I'm sure you'll probably just come for me. Because he's already done that before.
Because I'm going to clap that ass harder than Santana. I'm more athletic. No
now,
shade.
what do you think about Santana saying he would like basically rape him?
Not a goddamn thing. And they're on social media right now trying to make a whole thing about it. And they're like, why when men say it, it comes with so much smoke, and why when the alphabet community says it, it's not the same outrage. And I'm here to tell y'all, get off my line with this bullshit, okay? Because men are actually running around here raping women, all down to the Law and Order, all down to the NCIS, Las Vegas, okay? And there are not many social current instances of sissies running around raping men in Central Park. It ain't the same thing. If a sissy say I'm gonna rape you publicly, there's no real threat of Saucy Santana raping that big bite, U-Haul shaped, duplex shaped bite, shoulder having, Vidalia onion in the belly ass DJ Akademics. There's no real fear. Child, please, Santana would have to have the strength of 10 goddamn Olympians to push that big overstuffed shrimp, baked potato ass nigga down on the ground.
They similar in size, but speaking of DJ Akademics, Queen Latifah shared her thoughts on Akademics' emotional video about not wanting to say the wrong thing to Saucy and fears of getting canceled. Queen Latifah wrote, "It's crazy to me how DJ Akademics is crying, scared to say anything to Saucy Santana because he's a gay man, and he's scared of getting canceled. But he had said some of the most outlandish, vile, disrespectful, and demeaning things with Black women with absolutely no fear whatsoever." Now, Latifah continues by writing Malcolm X's infamous quote, "The most disrespected, unprotected, and neglected person in America is the Black woman." I'm asking what you think, but I'm going to jump in on this first since I am a Black woman. This is 100% true. And this is a problem that I have, that I'm always like, well, what about Black women? Well, what about Black women? In this case, Saucy Santana, I tip my hat to you for defending your friend. I love that, because a lot of these straight men out here ain't doing that like that. And you went hard for your friend, and I appreciate that. And Diddy, I hope you do the same thing, because he was disrespecting your girl. That was extremely rude, the stuff that he's saying. But he does that to a lot of women.
Look at Akademics. His lips give. He allegedly sucked dick.
Oh.
That's what he was praying. We just taking a whole show to hell tonight. Because I don't like what he did. I'm from Miami. I ain't from Florida. I'm from Miami. And I'm back in Carisha and Saucy down to the ground.
TSB Malik said, "Let's be real, Q. That City Girl stuff is dead. And both Akademics and Santana built like silverbacks."
We're not doing that today. Go on to the next thing, Claudia.
Set me up.
Claudia, go on to the next thing.
Want me to read that?
Go on to the next thing, Claudia.
Hey, after 7 years, the Michigan Supreme Court has rejected an attempt to bring charges against former Republican Governor Rick Snyder in the Flint water crisis. The Supreme Court decision means that all Flint water cases are now closed. The prosecution said the decision to deny the victims a chance to tell their story in court is heartbreaking. I'm not surprised, because this affects Black people, so they don't care. What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court decision? Al, let's go to you first.
No, what is my favorite line on this whole show when we read stuff like this? Where is the outrage? I say this over and over and over and over again. Where is the outrage? As a governor, he took an oath to protect the people of the state. He not only takes the oath to protect the Constitution of the United States, but he also takes the oath to protect the Constitution of the state of Michigan, as well as the people and the citizens of Michigan. However, on his watch, they were basically poisoning citizens, and especially the citizens where 90% of the citizens are African Americans, okay? Why is there no national news around this? Where is Al Sharpton? Where is Ben Crump? Where is Lee Merritt? Where is Tamika Mallory? Why isn't Charlemagne talking about it? Why are we the only outlet that is standing up for those Black citizens of Michigan when it comes to being a media outlet talking about it? This is unacceptable, and I need everybody to be as outraged as I am about this. You are killing the Black people of Michigan by by poisoning the water. And this governor, it happened on his watch with his constituents, and there is no liability. I just don't buy it, and I don't like it.
In their defense, they did speak up about it, but the establishment has continued to ignore it because it's not a priority. And it would even cost, it'd be like I think it's like $2 billion to fix it. Mississippi, $2 billion, Flint, $2 billion. It's not a lot, but we are writing all kinds of checks to Ukraine, Israel, everybody else. So y'all got to quit playing in our faces with this. And we have to be more involved in the political process. We got to get these people out of here. Oh, you don't want to make sure our water's clean in Black communities? Well, you don't need to represent Black communities. Funky, what you think about this?
So you know what? I'm going to go to the comments real quick before I get my commentary. But Corey said they made a whole movie about the damn water crisis. And Tati Show You De Leon said, I can't believe this is happening in 2023. And Simply Complicated said the city council can't get along enough to figure out the issue. They damn sure can't, especially, is that the one where Eric Mays is on the thing cussing out Kim Fields and Miss, whatchamacallit, they always doing point of order. Nevertheless, you know what? This is very jacked up, right? There are people responsible, and I have family members, Al, to your point, in Jackson. And then explained to me, and we've even talked about it on this show, because the constituency in these areas don't vote in favor of the current party, they really aren't incentivized as politicians to do anything for those people, because they're like, why would we spend money there when that's not part of our voting base, which is sick. You know, granted, I wasn't alive 100 years ago, but something in my spirit tells me just years and years ago, before the world got overly politicized, that both parties cared a little bit more about the people. But you know what? While I'm in this mood of anger, we're going to move on. Ramona Singer from the Real Housewives of New York has been put on blast for her alleged racist behavior behind the scenes. Vanity Fair reports that Ramona used the N-word towards a Black crew member during production. And in another incident, member Ebony K. Williams claimed that Ramona made comments about Black children, saying, most Black people don't have fathers. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I can't go in and let have the way I want to on this particular show, because this owned by these good people at Fox. But I did a whole video, 30-minute video today on my YouTube channel talking about this. Al, I'm going to toss it to you first, and I'm going to come back and knock it out the park. But are you surprised by these allegations?
Oh, absolutely not. You know, Ebony K. Williams, like, she exposed that entire franchise, and she talked about the fact that Ramona spoke discouragingly to the Black staff members, asking them stop changing their hairstyles so that she can remember their names, little simple stuff like that, which I would consider harassment. But no one really wanted to hear Ebony K. Williams as she complained about why there was never a Black cast member. She was the first and the only so far. And also why weren't certain issues discussed as it relates to race in the New York franchise. Now, listen, Bravo, y'all need to do better, because not allowing her to go to BRAVOCon is only a slap on the wrist. That's a fun girls weekend or week, whatever it is in Vegas, and she is not going to feel the heat. What they need to do is they need to issue a statement about her insensitivity, and they need to suspend her ass and hit her where the pocket hurts.
You know what, Al? I'll say this about the BravoCon from what I know about the few girls. Not being able to go to BravoCon oftentimes does signify fire. I don't see a situation where she comes back to there tomorrow. But like Know What Sid said, not surprised. I'm going to be very honest with you guys, and I'll talk about this in depth in the video that I made. I'm not surprised Ramona said this. I feel like the vast majority of upper echelon white people feel like they are entitled to the world, entitled to the narrative, and entitled to all information, and that they know what the issues are in the Black community. And all of it is, we don't have fathers, neglecting the fact that for those of us who don't have fathers, systematic oppression and the systems put in place by white folks are a large part of the reason that a lot of homes are fatherless. This behavior does not surprise me, and I'll say this before I toss it to Claudia. I think that adding Ebony K. Williams to the Real Housewives of New York definitely shed some light on racial whatever amongst those upper echelon whites, but I think her casting on that show was a horrible idea. Claudia, what you think?
This is about Ramona not going to BRAVOCon, right? Sorry, my bad.
And using the N-word and getting canceled and fired. While I mentioned before you go, it broke today that she got fired from her job at Douglas Elliman Real Estate and not allowed.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never, although I only did one season, my season was iconic, the season I was on. And I actually just asked about BRAVOCon, like, why don't I ever get invited? So my agent said they're only using current housewives. They're not even letting Cynthia Bailey, who was widely loved, non-problematic, never had any real controversy. So they're really being like on the one about this for some reason. Now, I just did a podcast with Ebony K. Williams. Please look it up. I'll post on my page. And she was saying that she had to deal with ignorant white people on her show, educating them. And that comment about, that's why we shouldn't have Black people on the show. Good for them. Good for Ramona for getting her karma. Can we get that picture back where she looks like a deer in headlight? So I just had a brow lift. Production. There we go.
No, baby, that's giving she tooted and booted, baby. It's giving she got an 8 ball before she got to that red carpet. Don't ask me how I know, but it's giving.
The fact that you're in New York City, arguably one of the most diverse cities in the world, and you have these kind of these old school attitude, these old ideas about Black people is unbelievable that you haven't got your ass whipped by now. Like, I'm New York. What's going on? What's good, New York? You slipping. Like, what are we doing? Okay, I'm not encouraging violence, but I'm looking at you sideways, New York. Coming up next, find out the hidden dangers of oral sex and later find out why Mariah Carey is being sued. Stay tuned. Hit that like button. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz!
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers. The Sisterhood of Women in Tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Just saying.
Welcome back to TJ. Q, what do you think about the behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's giving all the HR violations. It's giving Luther Vandross never too much. I mean,
what do you mean by that exactly?
Never too much, never too much. Go on to the next thing, Claudia. Y'all ain't finna get me fired with y'all.
I'll have them black you. Oh, Joyce said she'll have them black me out. Joyce, I've been on Fox Soul longer than you. I'll have them black you out. How about that? Don't do me like that. I am the host of the most successful only show left on Fox. Don't do me like that. I am a great addition to this network and an asset. I brought Funky and Al to y'all. So don't do me. Don't do me.
Go to the next thing.
I'm sick of being humble. I am
listen, guys, a doctor is going viral on TikTok for saying that oral sex is the main cause of throat cancer. According to the doctor, Daria Sadvasaka, oral sex has the highest risk factors of throat cancer over smoking tobacco and drinking alcohol. Now, what are your thoughts, Claudia, since you had more oral sex performing than me and Al combined of oral sex?
Oh, you must mean performed on me because I have a clean house.
Well, either way, they said, Lene Lee said your clit no longer exists. So either way, you don't either you got it 8 1,000 times or you performed it 1,000 times.
You want to say what people have said about you.
Either way, but go ahead with your bad self.
Funky, please.
Go ahead.
Funky, please. You're the dirtiest on this show.
Did you get it 8 1,000 times or did you?
Where is this show going?
If you don't win, you can't hear. Did you get it 8,000 times? You suck it 1,000 times. Because either way, you don't win.
Either way,
people, get ready for the answer.
First of all, Nene doesn't know my life, and it was a very desperate attempt to vilify me because of other things. But anyways, you know how that goes.
Oh God.
As far as this oral sex thing, the doctor also said,
how about we pass to me? Because y'all all
no.
You know, Q. Honestly, I didn't know this. This was very interesting to me. I did not know this. Did you know this? I didn't know that HPV could actually cause throat cancer.
Why the hell?
Of course. Remember?
Why the hell would I know it?
You don't remember? First of all, hello. Catherine Zeta-Jones, when she was married to Michael Douglas, he had throat cancer, and he talked about that. He gave her a lot of oral sex, and it was definitely linked to that. This is old news.
So wait, her Toon had the HPV?
I'm not sure, but the doctor says a human papillomavirus virus called HPV can be transferred to the throat during oral sex, causing throat cancer. And yeah, so he had throat cancer. And
you're trying to say Catherine Zeta-Jones?
No. I think you're missing my point. I'm not saying that I didn't know HPV caused throat cancer. I didn't know that it was higher than tobacco. I would think that smoking cigarettes and some other pollutant would cause more throat cancer, or a cigar would cause more throat cancer than HPV. But hey,
let me tell you, Al,
new today.
These people are lying. It's an attack on the gays. On the gays, okay? They try. This is a distraction. I'm sure DeSantis got something to do with this. This is an attack on the gays.
The Queen Bee 82 said, y'all gonna get called down to the office tomorrow.
That be girl.
Know what said all y'all on one tonight.
Oh, gosh.
And Tanika, Trinice, and Funky, this is for you. HPV can cause rectal cancer. All right. A North Dakota woman is facing murder charges for allegedly poisoning her boyfriend over his $30 million inheritance. Wait, hold up. How she got a man when not all of us single?
Okay. Not me, girl.
Okay, Funky. Okay.
Not me, girl.
Okay. Okay. 47-year-old Ina Thea Canoia allegedly poisoned her boyfriend, 51-year-old Edward Riley Jr., by putting antifreeze in his sweet tea. Ina poisoned him after she learned he planned to break up with her. Now, according to Edward's son, his father's inheritance didn't exist because it was all part of an online scam. So all this for nothing. What are your thoughts on this crazy story, Al?
I just think across the board, both of them are nuts. She's nuts. I mean, let's just break it down to simple stuff. First of all, in South Dakota, they don't recognize common law marriage, so they were never married. So if there was an inheritance and it was to go to someone, it would go to the son, which is his son, not hers. So she gets no money in that situation. And not to mention, why would you kill the person before they actually had the inheritance in their bank account? You're just dumb and dumber for this. Like, it takes 6 to 12 months for inheritance to be cleared, especially at the sum of $30 million at a bank. That's if that was true. But it just doesn't make sense to me that she would kill her boyfriend before the money even was deposited. Like, where does any of this make any sense?
Al, you read that all wrong. I didn't mean to jump you, Claudia. Al, you read that all wrong. What? Let me tell you something. What special education Whitefish said was, if I can't have none, you can't either. Okay, it wasn't about getting the money. She already knew she wasn't going to get it. But she said, if I can't have none, you can't.
No. Remember in the article, she said that she was going to split it. She was going to give the son half, and she was going to take half. In the interview with the investigators, but
told her for anything.
Production, can we see the picture one more time as I read this comment from Mr. Yes, We Did 22? Y'all remember Three's Company? Don Rickles? Do you remember Don Rickles on Three's Company? Okay, I was just wondering.
You know, Claudia, you make the best people to celebrity comparisons because you are credited for Gary Coleman.
Mr. Yes, We Did said, but we can discuss the fact that they both are 50s looking like they're 80s. And Rashida Reeves, that lady looks like what she's been through. And yes, I did coin the Gary Coleman thing. All right, coming up next, find out why Mariah Carey is being sued. And later, a family showed their greed on Halloween. Keep it locked. We'll be back.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Pervy girl said, Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with her wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going to the next thing.
No, the phonies want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
Back to the show. I'm reading the Soulmates comments. Okay, they going in. W. Patterson said, what in the whole entire is going on here tonight? And It's Trippy said, you better not write Claudia up, Joyce.
She better not. We'll quit this shit. Okay.
We will go over to
we'll writer strike this shit.
Revolt people. Revolt people.
Hold on, watch this. Al, where you stand? It's always one Negro that don't have the crew.
Yep. Go ahead, Al.
If they write Claudia up, Al, what you doing? You marching with me from Montgomery to Selma? What you doing, Al? You marching?
Go to the next thing, Claudia.
Ooh, Funky, he ain't with us.
I'm with you when you're right. Y'all crazy tonight.
Al said, not me.
Y'all crazy tonight. I'm with you when you're right. Y'all crazy tonight.
Q. Al gonna be over there with Dr. Sean talking about Riz.
I'll have a job, hopefully.
Mariah Carey is being sued by Andy Stone once again for her hit Christmas jam, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Now, Stone is asking for $20 million in damages and is alleging that Mariah copied his Christmas song that he released in 1999. Do you think Andy Stone needs to let it go? Now, quick note. His lawsuit against Mariah last year was dropped. Al, what are your thoughts?
Al,
Well, I think
Claudia, I want to make one correction. It was 1989, not 1999, 1989.
Oh, you saw it wasn't me, it was the prompter.
Yeah, that's right. Because, she came into the business in 88. She's been in the business for 35 years. They found new evidence in new discovery. So my whole thing is, why is it taking him so long? Why did it take him 30 years to get it right or to try to get it right? That's number one. Why didn't he sue her 30 years ago is number two. Is there a statute of limitations? But all of that was just plaguing me. And then I thought about it. Wait a minute. Mariah Carey is a multimillionaire managed by the best in the business. She has the best lawyers, the best financial people. So I am sure she has the best insurance. And for people like Mariah Carey, we know she definitely has what's called errors and omission insurance. And I was like, okay, now that I know that she has E&O insurance, she's insured by the insurance company to cover if she's ever stuck in a sticky situation like this. And they cover for millions of dollars in costs when one of their clients lose their copyright lawsuit. So I have no worries here for Mariah. I'm sure they're going to figure this out. And even if she has to pay, I'm sure her insurance will take care of it.
So be it. One said, do let it go. It's been thrown out how many times? And the Kim and Chief said, leave that lady alone. T said, child, Claudia is drunk boots. No, I'm not. And Fan of Five said, Al said, not me, girl. He's not with y'all. Okay, Q, what do you think about this?
You know what, Al, I want to address one thing you said. You were like, why is he coming forth so long? The same reason them Bill Cosby accusers and them Hugh Hefner accusers came back so long. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd rather somebody come back saying they journal been robbed than they Tootsie Cat been tampered. If I'm going to accept some SHIT 30 years later, I'd rather it be a copyright infringement lawsuit than it was he twiddled in my Tootsie Cat 30 years ago. Now, listen, right is right and wrong is wrong. I wasn't there. I ain't never wrote this. And when I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, some people ain't teach me nothing about songwriting. But I say this, if whoever gave Mariah Carey that song or gave her the jingle or gave her the inspiration, if they bit off that man, they owe him some money. But I'll say this also. Due to the fact that it's been thrown out of court for several times, then maybe he has no evidence. But I say this again, the fact that the man been so persevering so much and persistent, I mean, he might feel something down in his heart that legitimizes his pursuing this after all these years.
We also have a comment. Mr. D Boy Sexy said he sees all the money the song makes every year. So he said he wants a piece. So, probably a reminder every year, the song is a hit again. And he's probably like, oh, every single year. All right. A 33-year-old Ohio woman is facing murder charges after luring men for sex and fatally drugging them in order to steal their possessions. Attorney Dave Yas is warning people to be careful in a press release that says, don't buy sex in Ohio. It ruins lives and could cost you yours. What are your thoughts on the story? And Q, I think my spirit is telling me that I should go to you first on this one.
Let me tell you something. This whole story is racist. I don't give a damn about this story. I give a damn about this mugshot. Now, when black women go to jail, y'all make them take their hair off and turn in their pocketbook and everything else. Why she get to keep her wig on? That is a white people 27 piece. She got that from Hillbilly Express hair store. Why do we need to call Ben Crump and Sean King and Tamika Mallory? Why do white people, it got the nerve, they got a plastic one that's cheese to the gods, like it was from Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angel. I want to understand the disparity in mug shots and why is it that white people with red wigs to keep their wigs, but the black girls got to be embarrassed. They even cut the girls sew-in out and make them have them lesbian-ass Cleo from Set It Off braids when they get their mug shots. That's what we need to be talking about.
Soulmates, it's been real doing this show for 3 years. I kind of think that tonight might be a
You know what I thought was interesting? The Ohio Attorney General, David Yost, he is actually calling her a serial killer, Q. So he's like taking it very serious. And what he's instituted... What he's instituted in the state of Ohio is he's opened up a homicide tip line, and anybody who's ever experienced homicide from 2022 to 2023, he wants them to call in because he has a feeling that she's killed more than the number that's being reported.
Let me just say this for anybody who want to partake in solicitation of prostitution, and don't ask me how I know, but I'm just gonna give you a little piece of advice. If you're gonna party with the street girls that sell it, do not take your alcohol, your drugs, or your food from them. Provide your own alcohol, drugs, and food, and do not share it with the prostitution girls.
It's at 33, but the chat's saying 65. Could we see the picture one more time? It's not giving 33. But then again, she aged like.
No, that's not giving. That's giving error, and I'm not blaming it on our production because we got a massive production. But that's giving error on the major news. So there's no way in hell that she's 33.
Princess said, "What in the Pennywise is this?" A Halloween store owner in Illinois was caught on video being extremely racist to her Black customers. Jesus Christ, every day. Take a look.
Don't put your finger in my face. Is that why I have a 27-foot quote by Malcolm X on the side of my wall? You are now because you're acting. Get the out of my store.
The store owner, Celine Cross, said she does not believe she did anything wrong and stands behind what she said. What do you have to say about this behavior, Al Reynolds?
I'm torn here. I just don't like that word being used. I don't care who it's by, but I watched the entire video and you saw there was this biracial, mixed race girl standing behind her, and she looked like this woman. And in fact, the little girl was trying to pull the woman back. So she either worked there or she was her daughter. And what I thought was interesting was that if that was her daughter, then that means that her boyfriend or husband or whoever helped create that little girl had to be a Black person. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, then I started feeling some kind of way. So you can make a baby possibly with a Black person, but at some point, if you ever get too mad, you're going to always let them know who they really are. I didn't like it. I don't like the word being used, but that's kind of what I got out of the video and the story.
Okay, Q?
You know, y'all always hear me on the show. I don't let white people like this upset me. That video gonna make me no ways tired. And I'm gonna tell you when she lost me. When she said, I got a 27-inch rope back here about Malcolm X. She got her historical. There's nobody who's that damn stupid, dumb, fat, and got a gobble neck that's gonna upset me. No bitch that ever looked like her who worked behind a cash register at a seasonal Halloween store is gonna upset my makeup and disturb my tears. I'm absolutely sorry, Claudia.
Drugs make you look older. Keep it locked because coming up next, a family showed they agreed this Halloween, not cool, and later find out why Lil Nas X is facing backlash. We haven't talked about him in a while. Stick around, hit that like button, and come back in 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Curvy girl said, Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with her wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going. Going to the next thing.
No, the phonies want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. You always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Welcome back to TGIF Soulmates. We appreciate the love. You guys rock with us every day. So please hit that like button and show your favorite show some love. All right, y'all. A family that was trick-or-treating got caught on camera being greedy. Watch this clip. All right, y'all. Do you think this family was doing too much, Al? You think too much or just to be expected?
Absolutely too much. You wonder why these kids are so bad. You wonder why we want the parents to be held responsible for these badass kids' behavior. This is a prime example caught on a ring, whatever that thing is, telling you exactly why. Not only was the mother there, but the dad came after the bucket was empty, still looking for more candy to grab. This is ridiculous. It's horrible. And I wish there could be a list or something where they could be put on like a no more trick-or-treating list for them and that whole family in that county and all the surrounding counties. That's how I feel about it.
It's giving very ghetto. And ghetto is not a word that I think that is not a Black word. Ghetto is an attitude and a behavior. And to me, that's giving it's Reese's Cups. It's candy corn. It's sweet tarts. Relax. It's fine. Relax. Q, what you think about this? Like, they was acting like some scavengers.
You know, one thing that I preach and one thing that I live by is being a good global citizen. And I'm a very communal and familial person, and I believe in community courtesy. There are very few things that can send me over my edge, but when you have a person who's a part of community that lacks community behavior, energy, and attitude, it really brings me to chorus and makes me want to fight somebody. I don't like this. This is somebody like you, Claudia, the other night who had to work during prime trick-or-treating hours. So you said, instead of being a Scrooge, I'm going to put something out there. I'm new to the neighborhood. I'm going to provide something in hopes that people would use the honor system and do right. If these were two 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, or 11-year-olds, I'd be blasting our production and being like, y'all are lazy. Why did y'all put this up here? But the fact that there are adults up here with these children, shame on them.
I agree. And I want to give credit to the kids in my neighborhood. I am new to the neighborhood. I put lights out there. They see me working. In the morning when I went out there, the pumpkin bowl that I had out there still had some stuff left in it. And I was like, wow, like they could have, I wouldn't have known. They could have easily taken everything and they did not. So this is ghetto. And almost everyone has a Ring camera now, right? Yeah. So it's like, y'all had no shame.
But speaking of Rings, Claudia, let's speak of people who got opinions. Miss Hollywood said, not to mention bags of candy went on sale the next day. This doesn't make sense. And Cash Green said, I've done the honor system for many years. Something like that would make me stop passing out candy. Agreed.
Right, because you got to always think, leave something for one kid that's behind me. Just leave, even if you left a few things.
The nasty thing. Leave the black licorice and the jelly beans.
And the candy corn.
and hold on.
Candy corn.
And the mound. Leave the mounds.
Who eats mounds? All right. Hey, Ashanti gifted Nelly an old school car for his 49th birthday. Check it out.
Yeah, Mo.
All right, y'all. Do you believe going back to an ex and spinning the block can work out? Go ahead, Q.
I mean, all I got to say is she gifted him that old school coochie. Why not gift him an old car?
First of all, I wouldn't have gone to you first if I knew you were going to say something like
Oh, my goodness.
It's throwback. Everybody like a good throwback.
Ashanti, don't listen to Q. You know we love you at TGIF. Y'all know I love Black love. And I gotta be honest with you, everything about this gave me goosebumps. I just like seeing those two together. This relationship, this celebrity relationship is one that just feels real. It feels organic and it feels real time, which makes it extra special for me. I mean, and hey, listen, I don't know if Funky wants to come, but please look out for us over here. I know you watch TGIF. Please send an invite my way because I would love to be at that wedding because I can imagine it's going to be incredible and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I might be able to hook it up because one of my girls works in Ashanti's camp, and I love Ashanti. I love her.
What her camp do?
With her travels, with her. No, don't do Ashanti. No.
She be traveling. Where she be going? Where she be going?
She still performs. Don't do Ashanti like that. No. The views expressed by this hater is not the views expressed by Claudia Jordan. I love Ashanti.
Oh, baby.
She books. She booked more than you. She booked. Stop it.
But you didn't say the second part, which was busy.
Anyways, I love this story. And here's the thing, Nelly.
Baby.
You can't mess up on Ashanti twice. You messed up once and you went and ran the streets for a little while. You came back to your senses. You better do right this time or we never gonna forgive you. I hope y'all end up down the aisle. Sierra Thompson said, true, but I hate seeing women go back to an ex. They don't deserve us. Hot Commodity 77 said, I just hope they work out because if they don't, they'll blame her. Of course they do. Okay. Coming up next, find out why Lil Nas X is catching some heat. We'll see you shortly. We'll be back.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
Welcome back to the show. Q and Al, I highly recommend tomorrow you watch the replay of the show and you can be in the chat and read what I can't even say what the soulmates is saying. First of all, they keep putting turtle emojis. Y'all know what that's about. But please watch tomorrow the soulmates and join in on the replay because they are so funny. They are saying some funny stuff that I can't even say. That's all I'll say about that. All right, y'all. Lil Nas X received some backlash over his Halloween costume, which was a used tampon. One person wrote, ain't nothing funny about a period. Someone else wrote, this is weird. A grown-ass man dressing up as a used tampon is not giving mentally stable. There's nothing funny about this. It's actually extremely insensitive to women. Do you think the costume deserves all the backlash. I don't think it's insensitive to women. I just think it's gross. And I think he's way more creative than this. Which one of y'all? I can't tell who wants to go first. Al looks disgusted and Q looks tickled. What we going with? Tickled or disgusted? Who going first?
I'll go with tickled real quick, and that's all I got to say. With everything going on in the world, with the girls, I'm just going to stay out of women's business. Like, listen, being Black people, y'all saw how serious I shifted gears.
Yeah.
Being Black people, we've been through a lot. Being a Black gay male, I go through a lot. I see a lot in the media every day. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I'm not telling people to not be offended, and I'm not saying it's not offensive. What I'm saying is you got to pick and choose what you lend your emotional energy to. With all that's going on in the world, with all that's going on with women, period, you just got to make a decision on the day after Halloween if this is what you want to lend your attention and your emotional energy to. And quite frankly, I don't think it's worth it. But I will acknowledge the fact that I am not a woman. I don't know what y'all go through, and I don't know how that reads to y'all, but it just seems to me as a man who's never had a period that is just not that real.
Okay.
No, it's childish. It's wildly inappropriate. It's insensitive and it's disgusting. And let me tell you what the real problem is. This is what happens when you depend on antics in order to keep yourself relevant. His media presence is always about his outfits now. So he has to always do one better. He has to always do one better when he should be in the studio doing one better song, making better money, instead of doing all these ridiculous antics, because you can't keep outdoing it and outdoing it and outdoing it. You end up doing this, which is pretending you are a bloody tampon dragging along a bloody vagina. Damn, Little Nas X, has it gotten this bad for you, son?
I agree with you, Al. I mean, would it kill you to go in the studio and record some new music?
No, music don't pay. Instagram likes and TikTok views do. And music, who wants to do music? Music don't pay.
I am sick of these people that do use like an outrageous outfit or a red carpet moment wearing a ugly ass dress.
Billy Porter started this shit. No,
I was about to say his name, but I was trying not to let him catch no strays. But you said it. Thank you.
Yeah, but I will say this to his point, and Al, to address you. Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj started this way, and because they had talent, they were able to pivot and lean solely on their talent. But let's jump in these comments real quick. Kiera said, I think that it was definitely insensitive to women. Periods are not fun or a joke. And KW said, Nasty has never, he has never used one, I wonder. And EE from Phoenix said, it's Halloween. Who cares? Gross yet funny. Sorry, not sorry.
First of all, boys do use tampons nowadays. I'm going to leave it at that.
Girl, we're not even finna start that one. My cisgendered friend. My cis woman friend.
Well, I saw in a guy's bathroom that I suspect was bi that he was using them on himself. So I'm speaking from experience. Anyways, let's get into this conversation. If someone invited you to their home for dinner and the food they cooked was nasty, which I hope this don't happen tonight because I got people in my living room right now, would you be honest or keep it to yourself? Like, would you let them know you don't like the food, or would you just be polite? Al, let's go to you first.
I think it depends on how much wine or alcohol I've had to drink, because once I've had a sip too many, I'm going to definitely let you know. But I think they would be obvious because I probably wouldn't eat it. I'm past that age where I used to be very, let me eat it just to be nice. Like if you go to an aunt's house or somebody's house, I don't do that anymore. I just will not eat it at all and say no, thank you.
Okay. Q?
I wouldn't tell them. I'd suffer through it. I'm very self-conscious and insecure about telling people their breath smells, they're musty, they have body odor, or their clothes. I'm not comfortable with that type of conversation. So I just eat it or suffer through it.
I wouldn't tell them. There's nothing to gain. If they cook that food that way, that's the way they think it's good. I would probably you put the plate upside down in the trash and you just quietly get rid of it. I wouldn't say anything, but I probably wouldn't. Yeah. No. I want to thank my messy. Well, one co-host was messy, and one made it very clear he wants to work with Dr. Sean, Al Reynolds, and Funky Dineva for doing that thing. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Thanks. Stay tuned for McMillan and Morrow and Reynolds, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye, Joyce. Bye, Justin.
Have a good night, soulmates.